Happy Hispanic Heritage Month, everybody. This is the Slider Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about Gotta Kick It Up, the 2002 Disney original movie. This movie was back during the Zoog Disney year era, and it was a really good movie. Very, very good and stuff. Think of it like this. Think of it as the cheerleader movie Bring It On with a splash of Dangerous Minds, but not as hardcore as both those movies. And you basically got this movie. Now, this movie is based off of a true events and stuff. And so the thing about this thing is like, okay, this was Disney's first like real true depiction of like a prominent Latino project. Disney will have five others, making a total of six. Now, when I said that before, I forgot about these other two they did that was predominantly Hispanic. However, they're not truly. Some of them aren't truly Hispanic, like say Wizards of Waverly Place, which is a mix of Italian and Mexican, or Latino, I should say, because the other ones aren't necessarily Mexican, because Selena Gomez is that of Italian and Mexican. So, and then the cartoon series, which name I forgot, Something Owl. I don't think everybody that voiced it was Latino. I think a couple of it was like other races. I don't even necessarily know what it looked like. I saw like a picture of it, but I've never actually seen it or heard of it. Then there's another one called Gabby something, and I've never seen it. I don't know what nobody looks like in it. It's live action. I hope the entire cast is Latino. Then they had Stuck in the Middle, which was supposed to be an entire Latino cast, but they hired one white girl and one Italian playing Hispanics. And then, from my perspective, the true Latino representation in terms of TV shows came in the sixth show called Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion, a superhero show. And so far, that entire cast does appear to be Latino. Well, of course, except for the best friend. But what I'm saying is the family is Latino, so they actually cast right this time. And but sadly, I heard a rumor that show might be canceled after one season. I hope not. Now, when it comes to these Latino projects that Disney does, they don't do that many. Like since I've been watching Disney Channel, for the better part of over, I'll say 24 years, maybe. They've only had six predominantly like Latino shows. You know what I'm saying? Or five shows and one movie, and that's literally it. And they don't have that many Latino characters in their predominantly white shows, which really sucks. They really have a lack of diversity when it comes to Disney and stuff like that. And so, but this was really cool. This was like their first major project and everything. But sadly, a lot of people have forgotten this movie. Nobody really talks about this movie. And not only that, but it's one of the rare Disney Channel original movies that's never been out on DVD or VHS. In fact, if you even go on a Wikipedia page, there's no info really. It just has the cast names and said this is like based off true events of like what happened in this other high school and stuff like that. And that's literally it. It doesn't say who this person is based off of. It doesn't say if this is 100% accurate or is loosely based off it. You can't even find a Disney Wicca fandom page for this and stuff. Like, people have literally forgotten about this movie and nobody really cares and stuff, even though it's a good movie. And when you bring it up, the people are like, oh yeah, I remember that movie, is great. But because it is a diverse movie, it has kind of just been put on the back burners of people's minds and in the minds of Disney and stuff. But thank God it's on Disney Plus, so you can watch it there. But it would be nice to have this on DVD, because it's literally just like a TV version of like Bring It On. And not only that, but because this was back in the early 2000s, this was not the crazy like Disney Channel era where everything's wacky and silly and musicals and like stuff like that. this was actually a legit movie. You know what I'm saying? Like when you watch it, you'll never say, "Oh, it feels like a Disney Channel movie or a Disney movie." No, it feels like a legit movie. It feels like a Lifetime TV movie, but for like teens and stuff, you know? And sadly, because it is like a Disney Channel movie, original one, not every character is fully developed. Only like a few. And that's how their movies are. 'Cause this is a really good movie, but it could be better. Like, you know, if they would have had better character development, if every character was fleshed out, if they would have more stakes and let them dwell on it, then it would be like amazingly great. But it's still great no matter what. Like I could never see this in like theaters, but I can see this like direct to DVD or direct to streaming or like a TV movie. It's like literally that good and stuff. And you know, if I keep saying something's really, really good, you know, I have a huge amount of praise for it. Also, I love the fact that it is diverse. It introduced me to an entire cast I've never seen before. This was my first time ever seeing America Ferrera on TV. I had the hugest crush on her because of this movie. And it was my first time also seeing Camille. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. Gutney? Well, I had a crush on her too. Those dimples. I had a crush on the entire cast. The cast is like hot. You know what I'm saying? And what's so great about the diversity thing is that they don't look like nobody else. You look at this cast, you will not find nobody that looks like them on a Disney Channel show, a CBS show, or like any other show around that time, or even so much now. You know what I'm saying? And that's so great when people can turn on the TV and see themselves on screen and not just see tons of like white people and like or like and a couple of like people of color, but they're like stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? And it's also great to see actual Latinos that aren't played by either white people or Italian people or something like that, you know? Because there's been a lot of stuff that I will be talking about later on, like in other videos, especially my representation video and stuff like that. And when I get to Zorro, because seriously, man, it's like you when something says it's a Latino cast, you need to go online and look up those stars. They are not who they play or who they say they play. Everything from the Charm reboot that's supposed to be Latino, but they're not even Latino, except for one. When you look at all the Zorro projects in the past, it was so whitewashed and everything. When you look at Fear the Walking Dead season 2, that's supposed to be set in Mexico, and they filmed it in Mexico. Not one main cast member that came from that season is actually Mexican. They're actually they're other races and they're other type of Latinos and stuff. And I'm just like, well, you're filming in Mexico. You couldn't find not one Mexican actor or actress to play the main character for that season instead of a background character. Like, what's the deal with that, man? And also, oh, they also get like Indian people like from overseas and Iranian people and Afghanistan people to play Latinos. Like it's just weird. There's not a shortage in Hollywood. Well, there's not a shortage in America, so, and there's not a shortage in like Latin countries. So I don't know why they just can't like hire one of them instead of like getting other people and stuff like that. So that was something that was so great about this movie. You saw real, true representation and everything. And not only that, but you got to hear real accents. You even learn Spanish terms in this movie, which is something Disney Channel really doesn't do. When they have their prominent Latino shows, you will rarely hear a Latino slang term or phrase or anything like that. And if you do, it's always the same thing that basically what you call your parent or your child or something like that. But here I was hearing like all kind of terms and stuff like that. And I don't know what none of them mean and I can't pronounce none of them, but and stuff. And because like there's a phrase they use saying yes I can in Spanish, which never happened in real life. I'm gonna get into this a little bit second about what this is based off on. I had to do some research, which by the way, you're not gonna be able to find much. Like there's some sites like if I'm not used to, like, I'm not familiar with a site, I don't click on it. But I went to New York Times, and I know that, and LA Times, and they had an article about this. So I read that, and I found a little bit about what happened in real life and stuff. And so, like, but yeah, that phrase was not one of them. That was just added in the movie. Now, this is actually loosely based off of the real life person. And her name is Megan Cole. I think it's Megan Cole Harris now. I hope to God this is her. If it's not her, then crap. But I found this on a Lincoln page. I think that's what it's called, where you have like all these links and tell you what to do. See, when I was reading up on this lady, apparently she worked for Disney around this time, and she's done other projects. On this person's resume, they say they worked for lots of Disney stuff. It has to be her. So basically, this is what happened. Whenever something's based off a true story, most of the time they have to take liberties, and they have to change people names and locations for copyright so they won't get sued. So they had to change everybody's name in this and stuff like that, you know. And they also had to change the name of the school. Basically, it does follow very similar. It is a woman who became a teacher at a high school, and she became the dance instructor coach. And she taught just girls. However, I don't think they was all Latino. I think that was just added for the movie so Disney can say, haha, look, we're diverse and stuff. And so, like, because it says in the article, all types of girls. So that lets you know there was more than just like one like race and stuff. And that's basically the only information I could find on that. I don't know what the girls' personalities were like. I don't know if they had any struggles or this and that. There's really no information whatsoever on it, and the lady doesn't have a social media page. And so basically, it's just loosely based off. Maybe she based some personality traits off some of those characters. Who really knows? But it did come out to be a very, very good movie and stuff. And so, but it's quite a shame there's not more information on this. Now, the music track for this is great, especially the song Shake at the very end. I love that song and everything. And so, basically, what this movie is about, it revolves around this one high school or middle school, I can't remember which one, of a group of teenage girls in this predominantly Latino school in California. The school is very poor and they have to cut a lot of cost. And so these girls come from all walks of life. Now, only two of them are friends, and another one, and those two friends know this other girl. So basically, the main girl is Daisy, and she's rough around the edges. She's tough, she's mean, she's rude, she picks on other people, and she's dating a boyfriend named Chewy. Chewy is a high school dropout and everything. He works as a mechanic. She thinks he's so great because he like dropped out of school and like, he has his own job and all this other crap. Now, she loves to dance along with her friend. Now, she's the one who played by Kamel, and she has a best friend named Yolanda, who she calls Yoli and stuff. That's by America Ferrera. And they both love to dance. Man, America might be a thick girl, but she can move and stuff. And so they both know this one girl named Esmeralda. Oh, wait, first. What's her name? Yoli. She's bad at math. That's all we know. Like I said before, this is a Disney Channel movie. It's only 75 minutes long. They don't have time to do all that character development, which they really should have, but you know how Disney Channel is. And so they both know this one girl named Esmeralda. She loves to dance too. And her thing is both her parents work and nobody can see about her younger brother. So she has to babysit him. And she's kind of like the goody goody two shoes and everything. A little bit of a teacher's pet and everything, who works in like the front office. Now, there are two other girls. One is named Alyssa. And the thing about Alyssa is that her parents are very proud of her, her academics, and want her to go far. Then there's the other girl named Marisol. And the thing about her is that she doesn't speak English that very well. Now, there's a principal here, and the principal is kind of like a drill sergeant and everything. He's nice, but he's a little rough around the edges and stuff. And then there is the teacher. Um, what is her name? Mrs. Bartlett. And she's the only white character in this whole thing. So that's where the whole Dangerous Minds thing comes from. Like Michelle Pfeiffer and everything, the white teacher coming into this like diverse school and stuff. And so the thing about her is that she used to have an internet company, but something happened, it folded, and she's out of a job and she got a teaching job. Now, she's a very good dancer from back in the day when she went to college, but then she quit and she went to Juilliard and stuff. Now, the actress who plays her, she's really good at dancing. Like, my God, she's an actual dancer. She's also a voice actress. She played Hercules' wife in that Disney movie Hercules and stuff. I forget her name, the one with the purple dress and the nice hair. So yeah, that's her. And so like, when she's there, she realizes the students aren't taking her seriously and stuff. And because like the group of girls, like especially like Yolanda and stuff, she just likes to and also what's her name? Daisy, they just start dancing in the classroom. They just love to dance. They dance everywhere in the lunch cafeteria. They just love to dance. And so the principal comes there and he makes them stop and he gives Daisy detention for an entire month because first it was 2 weeks, but she mouthed off to him and she got an extra two. So like Chewie tells her, I used to get out of like, detention by saying I joined like a group and this and that. Anyway, so when Esmeralda finds out that like the former dance instructor left, she finds out that Miss Bartlett used to dance and everything. So they pretty much beg her to like do it, and she does it. So, they do like the tryouts and stuff like that. And so all the girls can dance, but they dance differently, and some not better than others. So they basically only have a team of like 9. But of course, only 5 girls in the movie actually get to say and do anything and stuff. I always found that kind of weird in movies, but hey, whatever. Well, anyway, they're not respected, not even by like the principal. He brings in the basketball team to try out, and the on the court, and they don't have much space. They try to divide the court, that doesn't work, so they have to go somewhere on the second floor near like the lockers, and it's a very cramped type of spot. Anyways, Miss Bartlett, she's not really teaching them nothing, and I mean nothing. And so of course, what happens when they have their first dance like recital type thing with another school? They bomb, and they bomb bad. So of course they're furious at her. Now they don't even have uniforms. Nobody knows where the dance team uniforms at because they haven't had a dance team really in a long time. And so she tells them you just wear your gym clothes. And Yoli doesn't want to do that because she said like, only poor schools do that because they don't have the money for uniforms. And that's really terrible, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they have to like really struggle and do what they have to do. And I do like that message, and because this message goes throughout the entire movie. They don't have much, so they have to do what they have to do to make ends meet and everything. And that's real determination from instead of people who just have things handed to them. They're like they will actually get their butts out there and earn money or fix their old uniforms up. And so like so it's kind of like it's a battle between like the dancers and that of their coach. The coach doesn't want to teach them nothing. She doesn't really want to be there, and the kids, they want to dance, but they won't hurt. They don't understand why she's holding back until Chewie and Daisy, they spy on her one day by mistake, and they see she can dance. This infuriates Daisy. Her and Daisy have a rocky relationship. She's all kind of like, why are you holding back? Why are you letting us down? This and that. So it's a nice learning movie experience. They have to teach each other stuff. Daisy has to teach Mrs. Bartlett, stop holding back and help us out because we really need it and we really want to go far and everything. And she has to teach the students to respect her and listen to what she says and just don't do what you want. And actually, like, if you want to get ahead in life, get ahead and stuff, and don't let no like person hold you back, especially like a boyfriend who dropped out of school and stuff. And I'm surprised they went there with this movie. Like, they really went there because Daisy spends so much time in dance class and training and stuff, she doesn't have enough time for her boyfriend. Her boyfriend gets pissed at her, and he's all like, you don't spend no time with me and this and that. And I thought this whole dance thing was gonna be over, but now you're going to regionals and internationals and all this other stuff and nationals. And he's all like, you ain't got no time for me. Then I don't I don't know how this is gonna work out. And so she's all like, look, man, because she gets like scouted by a talent scout, and they want her to go to like a completely different school, like kind of like a college school. But she tells the lady, I can't afford that. They got scholarships. All she gotta do is keep those grades up. And she tells Chewie that, and Chewie's all like, man, that's too far from me and everything. Like, I want you here to be by my side. And she literally tells Chewie, you know what? Because her coach gave her advice, you have to pursue your dreams, and you can't hold yourself back just for like some dude and stuff. And I can't believe Disney went there. You won't really see a Disney Channel thing go like that to the extreme, at least in the movie, because it's so wacky and everything now. And then Esmeralda, like, she can't have time to like babysit her brother, and she lets like her parents down, you know what I'm saying? And so she's having that conflict. Now, because it's 75 minutes, they can't really delve too much into it. And not only that, but Yolanda, she just has a problem with math, about to get kicked off the team. They come up with a way for her to get some extra credit, which is kind of weird. And then the other two girls are basically just side characters. They don't really talk about them that much. Because like one time, because the thing is, when the coach started teaching them, she still don't think they're ready, because the teacher is holding back herself. She's scared. She doesn't want them to go to regionals and nationals and internationals and stuff and give their hopes up like she did and stuff. So she's holding them back and won't let them go to the next dance competition. So the girls, they lie and sneak and they go themselves, and they have Chewie guy friends drive them there. They won third place. Problem is, when they got back, they got caught by that of Alyssa's parents, and she told like the teacher and all this other stuff, and so they have to like work with everybody to like trust everybody and this and that. Basically, the coach literally tells them the reason why she keeps holding back and why she stopped dancing is because she was good, but she wasn't great. And all those people let her know that. She got so upset, she quit, went back home, started internet business and stuff like that. And so it was just something deep down inside of her she just couldn't bear with. Because, being told you're not good enough at something, that really hurts. Like I told you before, a insult or typing it online will hurt a whole lot worse than getting punched in the face. You get hit in the face, it's gonna be sore for a while, but if somebody tells you something, it stays stuck in your head. If you read it, it's there on cyberspace until somebody deletes it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that coach just couldn't bear to do anything dance related and stuff. But anyway, she gets over that fear and she works with the girls, and they start winning more competitions and everything. But then there's a problem. Regionals cost too much money and the school doesn't have the budget. So they do like car washes, cookouts and stuff like that. And I like how they get that go-getterness of them, you know what I'm saying? And then even Chewie turns around and he helps her out by bringing a bunch of people with dirty cars and stuff. And he even tells her, you really inspired me, and I'm gonna drop back in school and stuff like that. And so basically they have the other like dance thing, and they win second place. And But one thing that's always confused me about this movie, they're dancers on the dance team. They're not cheerleaders. Yet their uniforms are cheerleader uniforms, and so are the other girls at other school. They even have pom-poms. I don't understand how that could be. But now it's been many years since I've been in high school, but we had a dance team and a cheerleader team, and they were separate, and they wore separate uniforms. So I don't understand the process of it. Maybe it's a California thing, like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And when they do finally somebody find their uniforms, they're ripped and torn and they're bad shape, so they have to sew them up themselves. And then until they able to raise enough money, and then they're able to buy new uniforms and stuff. And so the movie ends, of course, because of Disney movies, because it ends on a happy note. At one point, the coach got an offer to go back to like the internet business, and when the team finds that out, they're pissed at her, think, "Oh, you just gonna ditch us?" But no, she doesn't. She stays with the girls, and so, but like I said before, everybody has that happy ending. They won second place. Daisy's finna go off and for greater things, and sadly, there was never a follow up to this movie. And because nowadays, when it's a Disney Channel movie, they have sequels and stuff. Not every Disney Channel original movie gets a sequel, but nowadays they do. Back in the day, they didn't. And just like what Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior thing, this never came out on DVD, which is quite a shame. A lot of their Disney Channel original movies don't really come out on DVD. They just come out like on VHS, but this never even came out on that. And if it was based off like a TV show, then it gets the DVD treatment. And that's quite a shame, because this is, like I said before, this is a very, very good movie with good representation and stuff. Daisy and Chewie are the only ones that are kind of like butt heads and stuff, but everybody else has a good vibe to them, and so I like that and stuff, because you know how normally it is when it's people of color on something, they're always like the antagonist, they're like always like the villain or the stereotype or something like that. But these girls all have different like personalities, and that's like great. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.